Hello. Um, see, I just watched Ghostbusters, the more recent one. Um, and I figured because I just been watching like Stranger Things, uh, Netflix show that has the same star or one of the same stars as as this Ghostbusters, and I should watch it again because I already seen this movie, but um you know, I watch it multiple times because of that and because it has significance to me personally because the 2016 Ghostbusters um demonized me, villainized me because I criticized their idea to make a female Ghostbusters because I just thought it was a gimmick, cheap gimmick, like fake feminist bullshit. Like, you don't like feminism is not just taking male things and just putting a dress on them, or it's not like, uh, I mean, in a way, that's like patriarchal too, because it's like acting like as if women are dependent on male archetypes, whereas they're not. They can create new archetypes and they also have existing archetypes, you know. So anyway, one of their friends, it was like on Facebook, and I was commenting. I guess the writer basically posted on Facebook their plans for the movie, but they still hadn't completely finalized everything. So, and I saw it because my friend, either my friend Ed or my friend Colin, I think had shared it or commented on it or something. I think shared it on Facebook. So I saw it and I didn't know that much about it. I knew like, you know, my friend Colin was more into the issue of like the political culture war over the Ghostbusters. But like I was into it too because I did see how it was like a ridiculous thing, basically destroying like a cherished American institution and pretending that it's being feminist and it's not even achieving that. And so anyway, like I gave my 2 cents about it, but her friend, like the writer didn't reply to me, but her friend uh told me off. I think it was her friend or somebody that followed her on Facebook or something. Told me off and called me like a sexist, I'm pretty sure. Like I don't remember this that well, but this is just all I can remember is that she called me sexist, and then I just went off on her because there's nothing I hate more than like mindless culture warriors who would just call anybody anything just to like demonize somebody. So so anyway, I'm not sure when this will cut me off. Like my phone doesn't seem to like to record very long. But anyway, so they like I didn't even know about it until because I didn't see it in theaters or anything. I don't think hardly anybody saw it in theaters. It was like the biggest blockbuster flub or whatever, like um fail like ever. They lost, what is it? Well, I think they lost like $16 billion, or not billion, right? $1 million. Maybe it was more than that. I don't know. They definitely lost like millions of dollars on the movie. I think at least 16 million. And and so a lot of it was because they just pissed everybody off. Like anybody like me who had the slightest like critique, they just demonized us all. And so, you know, when people saw that, they are not, people could see like that they're just being ridiculous, and so they didn't indulge them by going to see the movie. But I ended up seeing the DVD anyway because I'm like, whatever. I'm a movie addict, and I was just curious, like what it would be like. So when it came out on DVD, I got like the red box. I rented it from Redbox and Redbox machine, and watched it with my friend Alex. And so that's the first time I knew that the villain was named Rowan, and the same spelling as me. And immediately I basically assumed that like I don't think immediately I even remembered the conversation with the friend, but I just figured like this is probably based on me because like I had kind of carved out a big you know influence online, not necessarily like I was a social influencer like where people were following me, but more just that I was just out there shaking things up on the internet a lot during that time. And so I thought if there's any time that a movie is going to randomly have a character named Rowan, that just on principle, there's a good chance it's somebody that either I pissed off or somehow like has something to do with me. So like I immediately thought it was based on me, and plus the guy just seemed like it was similar to me, like it could have easily been based on me. And then it was later when I was actually remembering like how like the trajectory of it. And there was an article that was at least one article about it where they interviewed the writer, and she said that she had based my that character Rowan on internet trolls, quote unquote. So that's basically that's me. Apparently, I'm the internet troll because I told off her Karen friend, and but she admitted like in the commentary for that DVD, she admitted that that like she never wants to do another. She's never going to do another reboot again. She admitted basically I was right. It was a bad idea, and she also said that the reason that she gave for the failure of the movie was I mean, I don't know if she phrased it like that, but the reason for its pitfalls or whatever was my character because she put it in at the last minute, like she put it in because I think that when I was having this argument, it was like late 2015. So it was like almost time to like I don't know, like I'm not even sure how they created my character in such a quick time, but it was pretty basic. It was like they're just like, okay, here's a guy named Rowan. Actor was exactly my age. He was born the same year as me, 1981, and like only 4 or 5 months apart, and similar height and build probably. Anyway, it's just so like, I mean it's stupid that they would like do that to me, but at the same time I take it as a win because, like I'm a nobody, and this got me into a movie just by like trolling some people on Facebook. I mean, that's kind of the dream, like you just troll people hard enough, you troll the Karens, and you just break through the gatekeepers and the keymasters, and you just like somehow like create some whole new thing. And that's what I did. Like I manifested into a movie just by like telling off some idiots on Facebook. So I think that's beautiful. That's like the American dream right there. I mean, I didn't get a paycheck for it, but Like, I wonder if I could sue them. Maybe I could if I wanted to, but probably not because they didn't give that much specific stuff. But they did quote like some stuff that I would have said, like, and he was a big science nerd and he was all about ancient, mortuary traditions and stuff like me. And it's basically infernology, which is like what I've been studying. Like, it's basically about the underworld because the Rowan character is trying to break the barriers between the world of the living and the world of the dead. So that's basically the underworld. And like in the end, he goes down into the ground. So that's basically the underworld. And like the original Ghostbusters is basically about infernology, the underworld. Gozer is like the lord of the underworld, and there's the two dogs that guard the underworld, that it would be like Cerberus or, Anubis type of deal. And so that's also true in this recent Ghostbusters movie. So anyway, the recent one I think is pretty good. Like, it's I mean, I don't know if it's as epic as the original ones. Maybe not, but probably not, but also probably less problematic and less like ridiculous than the original ones. Um, but whatever. I guess there's a kind of Reaganite theme to like the original and this one, where like Dan Aykroyd like says something about all the good old days when the economy was good under Reagan, which I'm not sure what basis there is for that. I mean, usually they say the economy was good under Clinton, but then that was when but then it just was a bubble and it burst, and so the economy is never really good, and definitely not under Reagan. But anyway, I'm sure a lot of like Stranger Things infernology, so I'm sure it was like familiar for that guy, Finn Wolfhard or whatever, to, he's been dealing with the Upside Down, which is the underworld, and Stranger Things, and then in this Ghostbusters thing, it's just basically called the underworld, or no, what do they call it? Hell, they call it the world of the dead. So anyway, I mean, I'm glad this movie did well. Like, it did decently for a movie in 2021, during the COVID era. So it probably would have done a lot better if it came out in 2019 or something. But for its time, it did pretty well. And because it was relatively cheaply made, it compared to the earlier ones, it made a decent profit. So that's good because it shows a precedent that, when they shit all over their consumers, the fans